Welcome, friends, to another episode of Hot Takes Cold Brew. I'm your host, Gary, and I'm here with my wonderful, super chill co host, Danielle. Danielle, say hi.
Hello.
For this episode, we read The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Mai Mochizuki, and we have some takes. But first, we're going to start off with a bit of a summary. Danielle, could you please tell our audience what this book is about?
Sure. So, The Full Moon Coffee Shop is three short stories, follows three different characters who are at a crossroads in their life. And so, at this crossroads, they happen upon some folks who tell them about the Full Moon Coffee Shop and that they should visit. And when they visit, they find that the coffee shop is run by some whimsical, magical cats who are happy to give them some very uplifting, encouraging, and pivotal perspectives on their lives. So really, we just get to see the journey of these three on how they get unstuck from their ruts.
Well, thank you. Let's talk about this book.
Yes, I didn't finish the epilogue, but I did read the rest.
I don't even know if I read the epilogue. Let me
And
tell
I
you
think
something
I
about
didn't
this.
read it because I didn't feel like it was necessary. It was only like 15 pages. It was like the last 15 pages. And I think I just was like, okay, I'll stop here and then I'll come back to it, and I forgot.
Yeah, I feel like I did read it, but I feel like this book was not memorable. I did not like this book.
I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, it wasn't like the best book ever, but I thought it was like fine. Like, I thought it was a cute little book, and I just feel like it's not a book you should have expectations of. Like, it's not a book that you should be looking to feel
it,
deeply, or like it's just kind of like a surface level type of read.
yeah, it was uneventful in my view.
I think I like the idea of it, and I thought like I kind of like the idea of, oh, like a little cafe to kind of tell you where you're going wrong in life or whatever. But I just don't know if I love the entire execution of it.
right.
But
And
I
it
also
also,
feel that strongly to like shit on it.
you said what?
Like, I don't really feel that strongly to like be like, oh, I hate it. Like, I don't know. Like, it just was kind of like a cute little read, and because it wasn't super long, I don't know. I just didn't really feel the need to be like dragging it.
Yeah, I was like in between where I was like, I did really want to talk shit about it, but also I was like, this isn't that bad of a book.
Right.
But I am very annoyed. Like, I just felt annoyed the entire time that I was reading it because
Aw.
I didn't like it. Like, I just was like, I will say this. I will say two things. This was like the best, in my view, Japanese translation literature that I've read.
I am
How,
surprised to hear you say that. I thought you were gonna be like, "Is this a shitty translation?"
no, I think this has been the most like coherent translation where I was like, I see the
Yeah.
story where it's going. I will also say that I would rather learn how to read in Japanese than read another fucking translation.
Well, I don't know about that. Because I feel like
I
it wasn't like what would add to it if it was in Japanese.
I
Nothing.
don't know. I don't know what's missing,
I
but
don't
there's
think anything's
always something
missing. I think
missing.
this is
And
truly
this
like
is
a
how
fun
they
read.
this is how Japanese people read.
But I think, but like, what do you mean this is how they read? I don't think there's anything. I think like,
I
are you familiar with anime and all that?
kind of, but
I
like I've
do feel that sometimes the stories are just meant to be like a little cutesy, feel good type of thing. I really do
I
feel
think
that
the
that is a
stories
part of the culture.
in anime are a lot more comprehensive than what we just read.
I think that that may be true for very select ones, but by and large, yeah, no.
Are mangas Japanese?
They are. But that's different than I think anime. That's more like comic book type thing. I
So
in my
like
understanding.
um
Like manga
possibly
to me is different than anime
why?
because I think manga is more like a comic book style. And that's just
So
my
like One
understanding of
Piece,
it.
Dragon Ball Z, Demon
Well,
Slayer, all these
some
things.
anime started as mangas. This is what I'm saying. Like they're not all. like some of them were manga that were then made into shows.
So mangas would be more comprehensive storytelling.
No, I think they're just like comic books.
But comic books have stories in them. Like
Yeah,
there's
but okay, well, the story of Dragon Ball Z is not like overly complex, so I don't know that
you know,
that's like a
there's like
real.
three generations of like families in that story.
Yeah, but it's not like it's an overly complex story in any way, shape, or form. It's just
All right.
long.
There's a lot of I think it's I want to say all right,
I don't
how are we
know. I don't dislike it, but I don't think it's like the pinnacle of
it's a hard
storytelling.
story to follow, but I'm saying that there's like their goals, there are like surprises and like villain. Like there's a lot going on in
Okay,
Dragon Ball
but
Z.
this book was like 200 pages. Dragon Ball Z would be like a 700-page book.
So
Yes,
you're saying
yes.
that if we
Manga is
read
the comic. Anime is an adaptation. Like that's why it's like they're different forms.
okay, but even if it's like I think anime is still a little bit more of I think the stories in anime have more teeth and bite than the
I think
books.
if they do, by and large, it's because they have way more episodes than a 200-page book. If you have a
I
show
don't
that runs for 5 years, yes, your story
okay,
has
but
more teeth than a
here's the thing.
200-page book. Yes.
Now, we've read 200 page books that had better stories
Well,
than
I'm not
this.
saying that the story was the best one. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how much you can expect if you're comparing it to something that has, like, hundreds and thousands of editions of, like, that's a totally different thing.
No,
My
no,
whole
no, no,
point
no,
was just simply
no.
that, like, I don't think the overarching themes in a lot of Japanese stories are just super complex. Like, I think sometimes a lot of it is just for fun.
I, I I feel like I'm missing something. I
I
feel
don't
like if
think
I
you're
read it in
missing
Japanese,
anything.
I feel like if I read it in Japanese,
I don't think
it
you're
would
missing
resonate
anything.
more with me. Because then why did they bring so much shit into it? Because they brought in astrology.
I
They
think that
brought
was
in some
again. I
weird.
really think that was just supposed to make it fun.
It
I think
was.
you're
It
just
got me mad.
overthinking the book. I
What the
really think
fuck?
you're overthinking it. I don't think it. I don't. I don't think it's just like there are some books that are just like it's just supposed to be a cute little story. You just
But the thing is,
you lost your way in life, and the cats are like, let us help you get back on track. Let us explain to you why you went wrong, where you went
by
wrong.
let me reading your astrology,
Some people believe in that. I mean, if you like,
I guess. But like, what the fuck? And then the cats really pissed me off because one, that giant cat sounded creepy as fuck. That giant tortoiseshell cat. Like, what was the point of that?
oh, well. See, that's where I feel like I don't think you're missing anything. I think it was really just supposed to be cute. I would enjoy a life-size cat.
Would you?
Yeah. Have you ever seen like My Neighbor Totoro? Like he's just like a huge cat-looking thing, and he's sort
I
of
don't know
very.
what that is. Let
It's like
me.
oh man, see, popular anime, but I can't believe you've never seen that. That's an old
Okay,
one.
see that. No, I have seen that. That
He's
looks
like a
creepy
big
as
cat.
fuck.
Oh, see, I didn't
I
find
would
that.
hate that.
See, I found that fun.
No, I
See, I
would not
think
enjoy
so.
that.
So see, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. I think you're taking you're a little bit too serious on what's not meant to be that deep. I really do think maybe the genre is not for you, and that's okay.
The genre of Japanese literature.
Or I honestly think that that is a genre you should not read.
I just,
I think you're wanting more than it's ever going to give, and I think you are
you know,
going to be
I,
bothered
I,
by the imagery that others just find whimsical and fun. I found it whimsical.
I challenge that because I feel as though there has to be, because this is what American publishers are like. This is what Americans want to read from Japan.
Well, the girl at the counter when I bought the book was like, "Oh my god, I love this book so much." So I think people do enjoy it. I
Is she
think you just
Japanese?
don't.
I don't know.
I think
Was she
it's
Japanese?
okay that you didn't like it.
I think it's because I'm missing something. It
But
has
you're
the
not. I'm
Japanese
telling you, I think it was
vessel.
truly supposed to just be a little cutesy, whimsical story. This girl's like struggling. She doesn't know why. And these magical
There
cats
are
help
multiple
her figure
people
it
who are
out.
struggling. And also, the issue isn't even that they're really struggling. Like, they just needed to lock in. Like, that's the whole,
Okay,
this
well, the
whole
cats help
thing.
them lock in. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
it
why I'm like, I
really,
think it's just supposed to be a cute little whimsical thing. I really don't think it's meant to be deep. I don't think you're missing anything. I think if you can think about a deeper meaning, I think sometimes we all have different things in our life that kind of leave us in a rut. I mean, and how do you get out of that? I don't think it's necessarily, I don't know how thought provoking it's actually meant to be, but I think you won a lot out of books.
no, I don't. Because that last book we read, it was so chill. I
Like
loved
you
the
just
last.
like I also think too, I noticed like maybe you don't like stuff that requires like lots of imagination because you'll be like, I can't picture this or this is weird.
What?
Like when you're reading Dungeon Crawler Call and you're like, I don't understand the tunnels. Like, what's there to understand?
Because it's supposed to be underground. How are you getting around?
They're walking through tunnels. What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's
I
why
didn't
it's like
understand the size of the
I think you
tunnel.
get hung up on some of these little details that are like not really supposed to be like that deep.
I have a vivid imagination. I I feel as though it just there are a lot.
I love the whimsy of a large tortoiseshell cat serving me tea. I would love that. But what a
That would scare the shit out of me.
I love
Honestly.
my neighbor Totoro. That's why I'm like I think it just maybe is not going to connect with you.
Yeah. No,
That
that's
was a fun little movie, and he was so sweet.
it's too big. And then also it's like cuz you know what it is? I think I take things too literally.
Maybe that's well, so maybe that's what I mean when I say like maybe
Yeah.
your imagination
I
is
do
not
take things
allowing you
very
to like.
literally. So when I see something or imagine something, because even at work, Lance used to be like, why is it that you just did the exact thing that I said? Like, why didn't you just like use some nuance there? And I'm like, because that's what you said. And he's like, well, take a beat. And I had to literally like, I have to like assess situations to be like, is that what
Yeah,
he meant?
I think that might be the key here because
It's sexism, honestly.
yeah.
But
Like if I imagine a giant cat, I imagine like a stuffed animal type of like I imagine like the cutest, most
no,
like oh soft, fluffy.
I'm thinking of like a really scary situation.
Yeah, no. I smiled. I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my god, I would love it." And I imagined like my cats, they would never do such things, but I did imagine like if they were nice enough to help me through a crisis.
I feel like if Theodore and your other cat that runs away all the time, what's his name?
Charles.
Charles. If they were just like their size and they were talking, I'd be a little bit like, okay, this is like a fun, whimsical situation, right?
But it's because they're
However,
big.
it's
Chunky,
if
if you were
they
big,
were like
people
six
scared
feet tall, talking with a big smile, like the cat from Alice in Wonderland, like that's what
Oh,
I
I
would
love the
do.
Cheshire Cat. You don't like the Cheshire Cat?
It's not that I don't like the Cheshire Cat, but if I saw a 6 foot Cheshire Cat smiling like that, I would have a problem with it. Big time.
Oh, I'd be like, tell me everything.
No. Like literally when I read that part when it was like the 6 foot tall cat serving tea, I was like, there's no way I wouldn't shit myself.
So, are you like not a fan of Disney World characters?
What do you mean Disney World
Like the
characters?
people who are dressed up as like all the characters because they're like huge in life size. Are you not a fan of that?
Yeah, I don't care for it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something I would go out of my way to like experience. Like I'm not afraid of it, but like I don't want to deal with it.
Okay, okay, yeah, that This makes a lot of sense. Like, oh, I loved it when I was a kid. I would get all their autographs and stuff, take pictures with them.
Oh, mm-mm.
Oh yeah,
That was not
I'm
a
like,
thing
oh
for
my
me.
god, look at this. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely not.
yeah,
So
that explains it.
the imagery of that cat, I was like,
A
that would make me
literal,
so.
like you're thinking of a literal. And I'm thinking of like a stylized. This is like a large Hello Kitty. What a fun. What a
No,
nice.
see, that would have been different if it
Okay,
was like
but
in my head. If it was a
but
Hello
you're
Kitty,
supposed to imagine that.
but it named a specific cat, so
Yeah,
it
so
made me
imagine like
think that it
a
was.
tortoiseshell like Hello Kitty. That's what I did. That's what I imagined.
Oh no, I imagined like a real cat on its hind legs serving tea that was 6 feet tall, and I was so disturbed by that.
I
I
was
was
like, oh, I would love to just walk into a magical coffee shop and there were cats serving me. That sounds great.
if it's like small cats, that's cute and whimsical.
That's
But
because
a
you
big
imagine
cat
them as
like that
being
is
terrifying.
insane.
I imagine them as friends.
It sounded insane. It was like, the Cat in the Hat, the live action Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, I mean
It's
that
like
that's
closer
not
to
how.
that.
See, I had a problem with that movie because that was not how I pictured the Cat in the Hat to be. So I was like, why would they make him look that creepy? But that's not how I would have.
Exactly.
If I had read the book, I would have imagined him like in Dr. Seuss.
No, literally, that's exactly what. Like I read the Cat in the Hat books, and when I saw that live action, I was like,
But that's because you
absolutely not.
already had a picture in your mind and they went a different direction. Like if
Right,
you
but
just
like
read
a
Dr.
cat,
Seuss without the illustration, would you have pictured the illustrated version? Probably not.
I think you know what? You're
I
right.
think it might have been a terrifying experience.
But it's a picture book anyway, so
I
like
know, but I'm saying if they didn't have pictures in that one, you might have imagined that live action.
you're right, actually, and that would have really upset me as a child because that sounds fucked up. But like, so it seems to me that like what you imagined was like the illustration of the Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat for this major cat,
Yes.
this
Well,
big cat
no.
in the book.
I imagine like it would be like a see. I imagine it'd be like a Japanese style animated cat.
Right, yeah, like in a different genre, like a different
Yes,
font
yes.
essentially of Doctor,
Like
like
I
the Dr. Seuss
imagine
Cat in the Hat.
like a huge teddy bear cat that is there
Yeah, that's
to
not.
comfort me and help me.
Yeah, I also didn't care for like the whole like, now let me read your horoscope.
Yeah. I think
Okay,
some people
so
like that. I'm not super into astrology, so I could have taken it or leaving it without that.
yeah, I think the thing about it
I
is
think I
that
might
the
have liked if
ultimate
that wasn't part of it, but
same, but like also the end goal for everyone was things that they already knew, and it was like you should just lock in.
sometimes people need that. Like how often do people sit in therapy and they need for someone to state the obvious? Like that's very true to life.
I agree. That's where I come in.
You're
I
just
feel like
a
I'm
naturally disciplined person. Like you are very self-reflective and aware. So most people are not. Like most people do not have good pattern recognition at all. They do not see where they continue to go wrong.
that is true. I think about that
Like
all the time.
they're
I'm
really
like, how
bad at that.
that's wild. I was literally thinking about that the other day when I was like working out. I was like, how could you literally in your head like evidence and history has shown I've been really really bad when I do this. So why is it that when I do this and I got this reaction, I'm shocked?
All of those things you just said are not even part of the thought process. I think for many people, it's more, maybe if I try this, it'll be different.
That's
Maybe this,
crazy.
like, especially with dating, they'll be like, this guy will be different. Because I think, unless they have, I think what it truly takes for some people to notice, you'd have to basically have the exact same experience every time. If there's subtle differences, I think it's very easy for people to say, oh, it's different.
That's crazy.
There are a lot of people who do not have any sort of pattern recognition. They don't do any sort of like self reflection. Like,
And honestly, and not to like get off topic a little bit, but like it's the same thing with like fitness and stuff. Like
Yeah,
because it's like that translates to other aspects of your life. Like if you can't like if you can't do stuff
yeah,
that is like that shows results for your body, if you can't exercise agency and autonomy over your own body and your health, that will translate to other stuff.
it does.
And I'm not saying I won't respect you if you're not fit, but but I'm saying I'm taking what you say with a grain of salt because you are trying to do stuff for yourself
Right.
and you're not getting results. So now you're coming here giving me advice
Yeah.
on you have no agency in your life.
Fitness is certainly probably one of the most outward expressions of someone's level of discipline and like being able to be consistent. That is probably just a huge marker of being able to be consistent and disciplined enough to like continue even when something is hard. Now,
Correct.
there may be some other character flaws that come with that, but that is
100%.
baseline an indicator of strong consistency and discipline. Yes.
Correct. And but to your point, it's like a baseline. And it's just like in this story with all these characters that have all these issues, it's like you can't just like say like we have to bring these cats, we have to bring these cats in here to read your horoscope so that you could lock in. Like, come on, like what are we doing here?
Well, I mean,
And
had they
then
gone to therapy, maybe their therapist would have told them. So the cats were just sort of a vehicle.
therapists don't be doing anything, to be honest with you. And no shade to like my therapist because I think she's great. If you ever come across this, I think you're cool.
They're not all
But
good. They're not all good.
also, I will say my therapist and me have a great rapport because I'm so fucking self aware. Like before I start a story, I'm like, so here's a story about me wilding out. I want you to know I feel no remorse. So like I know I'm wrong. Do not feel bad, but this is what happened. And
So,
she's like, well, it sounds like you know what happened. It
so
sounds like you.
imagine if you came in, you're like, listen to what happened to me, and you frame the story as like, I don't even know how I got there.
And the
And so the
therapist would be
therapist
like,
has to be like, well, let's unpack that whole thing. You've already done the work that other people are doing in session.
yeah, I literally come to the
You
sessions
cut out
prepared.
the whole, we cut it down 25 minutes. Just all
No,
you
literally.
reflected before you came in.
My last few sessions, we've ended early because I'm like, so I have nothing else to
Right.
say because like
Imagine
I've
that
said
you had to like
everything.
totally get into the meat and potatoes of why you did these things. Was it your fault? Who's to blame? Like you taking accountability.
Right. And really, truly, it's me just being like, based off of all the things and like the self-reflection that I've already done, what else is there? Do you have any input? And most times it's like it
Yeah.
seems like the work is already
I think highly
there.
reflective people have a hard time, and I think it makes it harder for you to understand why. Because sometimes I'm like that too. It's like, why is this so difficult? Because
Yeah.
it's
And
one
I
thing to know I'm in a rut. I know why. I have not gotten the motivation or whatever to get out. It's another thing to just not know why you're just sitting in the same spot.
right.
Like
And
that.
then I look like an asshole because then when they talk to me about it, I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, what are you talking about right now? What are you saying?
So I think in book, I think honestly, I will say, I think part of the reason I wasn't so super bothered by that book is because I think it served as a reminder for me, like this is pretty true to life, and a lot of people will do a lot of stuff until they hit a wall, and then they're like, I don't know what went wrong in my life, and it's so common that I just really thought, wow, like people really do need. I think this is
Some magical cats in a cafe.
they need a magical cat cafe. I do think we need that. I wish. Because
Yeah, that's
so often I think people are just like not realize they just don't they don't really do any sort of self work. So
right.
I mean,
And the thing,
whether astrology's in it or not, it's like a lot of people get to that burnout point or that I can't fix my life point, and they need
right.
someone else, whether it's therapist, friend, trusted person to be like, here's where you fucked up.
That's true. And also, I think the thing that maybe I found frustrating because I just don't think, like to your point, like
You
them
don't
in
think
the
this way. which is
right.
which is good. Which is good.
Yeah, but I think because, and we've talked about this too, like a lot of things in life are not easy, but they are simple.
Yeah.
Like, and in each of these like short stories, because for the readers, this book is a book of short stories, not short
Right. Well,
stories,
it's
but
like
there's like,
three. It's three different characters, I think, kind of
yeah, they're like
having
three
a
different
journey.
characters, but their timelines are
Yeah.
aligned.
Right.
Um, and I think for me, that the thing that frustrated me was that the thing that they needed to do was so simple. Like that lady just needed to like clean her apartment.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. She needed to.
Or
She kind of needed to give herself a reset, basically.
yeah, she just needed to like do a spring cleaning in her apartment so that she could like
Like feel
have the motivation
inspired.
to write. Like,
Yeah.
come on, like that pissed me off.
I think she also I think she also needed to have confidence in her point of view because I do think that was part of her story too was like she sort of lost confidence in how she liked to write because she got bad ratings. So then it was kind of like, well,
Right.
there's just no place for this. So I think part of it too was like how does she build her confidence back up to write what she believes in?
Right, but part of that is like you need to have a good foundation to build a
That's true.
like confidence on. So like I thought like based off of how the story is written is like her she was essentially manifesting the mess that she felt inside. Like her apartment
Yeah.
being a fucking mess and not being a place that she felt comfortable with is what also like perpetuated her lack of confidence.
Right.
So that was like a good foundational start to be like, okay, now my place is clean. I could like put a lamp here that like makes me
Yeah.
feel nice.
Yeah.
And now I feel better about my writing. Like it's just like it's not like
Yeah.
I get like it's not super easy, but like it is pretty simple that like all you have to do was fucking clean your fucking apartment
Yeah.
and eat real
Well,
food. She
I
was
guess
eating
she was kind
ramen
of
like every
depressed
fucking
though. Maybe
day.
I don't know. She was probably like struggling with some sort of depression though.
Well, they didn't. Okay, fine.
Not that
Yeah,
they had to
maybe.
say it, but I'm guessing that would be why you couldn't necessarily like just get it done. I don't know.
But the
Sometimes
thing
I do
too
think
is,
for some people they need to hear it from someone else.
sure, but I'm like,
So
you need to tell me that no one's told her that. She was like 50.
I don't know. It sounded like she didn't have many friends. I don't know. Women
Well,
don't
all
have
her
friends
friends cut her off because she was being trippy. Like she was being weird. Like I also think that's another thing. Like if all your friends are like, I'm gonna stop hitting you up because you're being weird.
Yeah, okay, a lot of people are like, wow, these people are such assholes. They just dropped me.
I think
They
I,
do
you
not
know,
make a
you're right. Some
connection to
people,
self.
that's true. Some people like don't realize that they're the problem,
No.
and they're just like they're always like, I'm beefing with this person now, and
Yep.
it's like,
They're like, wow, she just did this like out of nowhere.
right. Again, this other person did the same thing. Like that's kind of crazy that you're the common
I
denominator
do
in all of
think
this.
that that was. I think she didn't have a reality check because she just kind of internalized everything and just withdrew completely.
Right. But what's crazy about that, what makes me more frustrated now that we're talking about this, is that the many people who probably read and enjoyed this fucking book probably did not even reflect within themselves to be
Probably
like,
not. I mean, my hope would
exactly.
be that if you really did enjoy this book, which I didn't read Goodreads, I wanted to see if that was the
I
feedback
didn't even read
a
Goodreads
lot of
either.
people that liked it said. I was wondering if that was their feedback was, wow, this kind of made me take a look at my own life or
Girl, you know they did not.
they may not have, but I just wondered for those who really did enjoy it if that was one of their takeaways was it really kind of was a good reminder to sit and reflect and think about what
um,
makes me me and where I'm going.
yeah, let me look at the 4 or 5 stars. There's not a lot of 5 stars.
Well, I see 5 stars to me. I don't. I feel like it's hard to give 5 stars sometimes. Like 5 stars
I
is
feel like
good enough.
you pretty frivolously do give 5 stars.
Yeah, but I can understand why a lot of people don't. I guess is what I'm saying. Like a
Mm.
lot of people, I can see why they're like, nothing is perfect.
Yeah. Oh, here's one that said, "This felt like a quiet hug disguised as a book, and I really needed one. That's sad. Each character story felt."
Oh, dang.
By the way, if this podcast goes off and popping and you hear me reading your review, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna continue reading it.
Why can't it be like a warm hug?
Yeah. Watching her navigate introspection and figure out how to stand back up after hitting rock bottom felt painfully real. Sometimes all it takes is the right conversation,
See?
a few encouraging words here, a small epiphany there. I don't know what this little thing means. To shift your entire perspective, it reminds you that growth doesn't always come with fireworks, but could also manifest itself as a quiet decision to try again. Oh, she's going through each person's thing. Probably the one I related to the most, her directness. I love that she slowly rediscovered her connection with Sasuke, their bond, especially towards the end. Yeah, nothing to hear about her fucking review is about
But
introspection. So,
see, it's just uplifting. Like, these people are at a crossroads. I think people found it encouraging that they were able to, you know, get the perspective they needed and continue on in a positive way. I think simple things like that really resonate with people, especially at this time in society. And I understand why it didn't resonate with you, but I do think I was like, it's really, I can't hate on it too much. It was like I was like, oh, it's like cute. I enjoyed the whimsy of the cats. I didn't really have a problem with it.
ah,
Would I say
the
that I
cat.
like loved it? No, but I
I
liked it.
liked the whimsy of the cats had it not been for that giant one. The
I think
other,
they were
because I
all
thought it was kind
giant.
of cute how the cats were like they turned into people, because you know how the first
Yeah,
one met the
yeah, because
two
they like
guys and
met
then like
them.
she know,
Hmm.
yeah. So I thought that was cool. I was cool with that. But when they brought that big fucking, I was like, there was no need for that. And then it went behind the bar and went over and sat next to her. I was like, that
We'll keep
would
this in
really
mind
irritate me.
if I recommend any more whimsy books.
I mean, I think the thing is, I think it's the translation,
It's
which
not.
is what.
I think you're just taking it very literally.
Well, my whole thing is, because this is my issue
I really
too.
don't think you're missing anything. I like what's to
So,
miss? Like
because
what
also
really is to
I felt like
miss?
there was this like streamline thing where like they wanted to um connect everyone, because this is also a part of it where I was just like, I don't really care for this part. Like, I don't know why they're doing this. But when they try to like connect all the dots, and I
Hmm.
don't know if this was the part like in the epilogue or not, but like they all are aligned through the first lady who's
Yeah,
who used to be a
right.
teacher.
She was their teacher.
She was and she was she was their sub.
Yeah, but I guess she was like long term.
Yeah, and she would walk them home from school and back.
That form of that
Yeah,
form
so they
of
formed a bond in that way.
yeah.
Cool. And this whole thing with the cats, like they didn't need to explain the cats. That's the thing that pissed me off. I'm like, you already added this weird whimsical thing. Fine. But then now you're trying to explain and justify why you're bringing the cats in. That I was like, this makes less sense to me. Like if you just like was like the cats are fun, they're good luck, they're great,
Yeah,
sure. But then they're like, but the reason
yeah.
that the cats are here is because one day they were going to school and they all like trauma bonded over the fact that this musician died in his fucking house and he bought too many cats. And then they saved all the cats.
So now the cats are saving them. I mean, I get it if you don't like it, but I really think it's like that simple. Like now the cats are saving them.
But the thing about the cats, right, is that the reason why that musician got all the cats in the first place is because he went to the moon, the full moon cafe shop.
Okay.
So then for whatever reason he's like, now I need to get all the cats.
Maybe he just
So
thought
now,
if he had cats around him, they could always be there for him. I don't know.
Well, they weren't. He was dead or he was
But
dying
I'm
for
saying
mad
like
long. Like,
maybe he was like, oh, I'd love to be surrounded by cats because they're so wise. After I went to this cafe, see, this is what I mean. I think you're looking for a lot in what really is not that deep.
but
And
I
I don't think
refuse
it
to
matters if it
believe
was not translated. I really think it was very,
there.
it was
But
just
you're
a
all
simple
right.
book.
So here's my issue: is that I just think that there's different types because like we have different genres of
Right.
literature in
Yeah,
America,
we
right?
do.
And there's all types of things. Like there's horror, there's drama, there's romance, there's all this. I feel like every single time I read like a popular Japanese translation, it's always something like this where it's just like this loose narrative of a story. And I just refuse to believe that that's how all Japanese literature is.
I don't think that's necessarily how it all is, but I just don't think you're missing it. I think that a lot. I think there are cultures that just might find some simple stories enjoyable. I really don't think, like, I'm sure there's other genres if you care to learn Japanese, but I think if you look at like what's popular there with anime, different, I think they like whimsy, magic. Like, I just think it's like, I don't. I just don't think they go like super deep. They probably do have romance and whatever if you want to read that too. But I just don't think you're missing anything. I think you just did not like it, and that's okay. Like, I
Honestly,
think you did not like it. I think you do not. Like, sci-fi is probably not a good genre for you.
it's my least favorite
And
genre.
because you're needing to just go with the flow on a lot of stuff, and you do not want to do that.
Well, I will say, like, I still do read sci-fi, and I don't hate it. Like, I read Leviathan Wakes a few months ago, and I thought it was fine.
Right, but I just don't think it's gonna ever have such a. You're never gonna like love it because you don't want to be in this world of like mad. Like, you're not gonna want to build
But
that world because you
the thing
can't.
is, no, 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 no. Because the thing is, with Leviathan Wakes, I think I gave it 4 stars because I thought it was really well written, right? If you're telling me that I understood everything about this book, I need to change my score to a lower score.
I mean, you can, but I just think like you just didn't like it, and that's okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
think you're trying to like
disappointing.
give more than what it was. It was a book. There's some magical cats. They help you when you're at a crossroads. I really think it's that simple.
Okay,
Like,
well,
I'd probably give it a 3 because there were things I changed, but I thought it was enjoyable enough.
I also gave it a 3. But now that you're saying I have all the tools to have assessed this, I kind of want to give it a 2.
You can give it whatever you want, but I think that it yeah, keep it
Because
with
I
that
thought this
3.
conversation was going to be enlightening to really make me feel good about giving it a 3. But now I feel like it's a little bit.
I think you
I
know,
just
you're kind
can't
of a harsh
believe.
critic, so the 2 makes sense
Yeah,
for you here.
because I wanted to give it a 3 because I've given every
Give it
like
a
I could.
3, but if you didn't like it,
I didn't like it, and I didn't think it was a good story.
I thought
It
it was
wasn't a
fine.
horrible story, but like I feel like for the last Japanese translation that we read, I also gave it a 2. So I was like really hoping that like I was missing
I
some
like
things,
this
and I
story
would be like a
better.
3. What?
I like this story better. I
Yeah,
think
this was
this
the best.
story was more complete in a sense.
Yes,
So
but
for
it's
me, that alone was why I just thought that, there was it had a beginning, a middle, and end. They showed me what they wanted to show me. Was that, right? Was it super deep? No. Were there themes I could probably think of on my own? Yeah. But was it like this deep dive into anything? No. So it's a
I don't need
perfectly
a deep
adequate
dive.
3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily need a deep dive into anything. I just felt like some of the storyline they were reaching, the cat thing, the large cat really threw me off. I felt like there was no need for that. And like I also feel like
Just did not get
the,
you. That's okay.
when yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a 2 now because I don't. I can't fucking believe it. I
And
really
that's
thought that
okay. I wasn't
you were
trying to
gonna shed
talk you
some
into
light on
giving it a
something.
2. But I don't
Huh?
think that I wasn't trying to talk you into giving it a 2, but I just think that it's just a
No,
it's
I
a
didn't think
book.
you were talking me into anything, but I was hoping that this conversation was going to validate and shed some light on some things so that it like really justified the 3 I gave it on Goodreads. And now I want to change the score because if I had everything and I kept up with everything, like, because sometimes we talk about stuff and then I'm like, oh, you know what? That's a good perspective. And now I could kind of like change how I feel about it. And I was like, I'm going to give this a 3 because I'm sure Danielle's going to point some things out that
Nope.
I missed. And
There's
no,
nothing
I
to point
can't.
out.
Even I don't like this book.
I think that's really all it is. It's one of those. It is one of those books where it's like. That's why I think for me it's a 3 because it's short enough that it's like either like it or you don't. If you don't, it really wasn't a huge time waste. Like I really hate when I read a 350 plus page book and I hate it.
Yeah.
You know, like this is like whatever. I didn't invest that much time. It was very fast to read. If I hated it, it'd be like whatever. Like I really hate when I have to slog through
A
something
bad book.
that's trying to do, especially when they're like trying to tell you something, like trying to be profound, trying to be great. Like this book is like, hey, we just want to tell a cute little story about some people going through a tough time in their lives, and these cats came and helped them at a cafe. I really think
Yeah.
that's the beginning and end.
Yeah. And honestly, like aside from the first storyline, I really don't know. I don't remember much about the book.
I liked the. I see. I thought the first story was the best story in terms
Same.
of like it was it made sense to me. Like okay, she's going through this, whatever. The second and third one, I got it, but I also thought like they probably could have just focused on the first girl. Like I think I might have liked. I think it would have been better if they just kind of had it be the one girl. Maybe she goes back to the cafe multiple
Right.
times. Like I think it maybe would have worked better if they just focused on her.
Right. If it would be a better story,
Yeah, I think it would
essentially.
be because I think we would have gotten to go a little deeper with her. But
And
yeah,
do you see
like the
what I'm saying
concept
with the
is
whole like
fine, but I think there's some execution I might have liked different. But that's not a translation thing. That's like a construction of your story. Because I'll say too, I'm not huge into astrology. I don't mind it, but I also like I'm not like a believer in it in the sense that like
right.
how some people are really all about it.
And they like
I mean,
wake up and they
there
read
are
it.
certain signs that I'll joke about because I've just apparently never had a good experience with them. And I think
Right.
that's limited. That I think that's like all of them. No, but I would probably be like hesitant to date one. Like
Right. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
seem nuts. But
Yeah.
I think if they had just had it be like the cats talking her through stuff without the astrology, I think I would have liked that more because I
I
don't
agree.
follow astrology, so I think some of it I'm like I don't know, but I think if it had just been like, hey, you're having a hard time, and now you're at this cafe with your friendly magical cats, and they're just like, hey, girl, walk in.
Right.
I would have enjoyed that more.
Yeah. I guess I just want it to be a book that it's not.
I think that's really what it is. I think a lot of these translations, I think they're giving us a specific genre that I'm guessing is connecting with a lot of people because again,
It says it's
multiple people at this bookstore were like, "I love this book." So,
my experience with booksellers, like bookstore staff. I really don't care for their opinions because I've been I've been
honestly, I
very
don't ask them much, but some of them, if I'm buying a book, they will be like, "Oh my god!" They'll unsolicited tell me about it and
give you
recommend it.
feedback.
And so I was like, I was already buying it, but she was like,
Mm.
"I loved it. It was so good."
I'd be discouraged, honestly. I'd be like,
And I was like,
I'm
"Okay."
gonna keep shopping.
Sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't.
Fair. I will say the one time that I did like a book recommendation was Service, and I was so happy about that. That was that was a staff pick. So
That is a very specific staff too. I would love to know about
I
that.
would love to know who it is too, so that I could read more books from them. I should have wrote down their name. Um,
I would love
but
to read. Service was fine in a vacuum. I'm not sure I want to read more books like that, but
That's fair.
Like
Um,
that's a lot. I don't want to read more. I would if it came up for the podcast, but I would not seek out more service
I
style.
mean, I like stumbled upon service, and
Yeah.
because I pick up books based off of like the synopsis and the cover art and
Yeah.
like the general vibe that it's giving. So like sometimes I pick up a book and I hate it, and sometimes I pick up a book and I really, really like it. Um, and it was just one of those situations. Any extra takes
No,
since our last podcast?
I don't think so. Not for me.
Are you on any side quests? Have you like aren't you reading that book
No,
that you
no, I've been too busy. One of these days when I take a trip and I'm on a long flight, I'll probably be able to read
finish it?
something else.
I'm like I accidentally I wouldn't say accidentally, but I was at a party and I met this girl and she was really cool and she's like I'm a part of a book club and asked me if I wanted to join and I said yes. So now I'm a part of this book club and they're reading like a book that's like 1,000 pages and it's like it's called The Power Broker.
Oh, I've read
Um,
that. That's a good book.
I
I'm
think yeah,
surprised
I
that
think you told
that
me about it.
is. I'm honestly surprised that that's part of a book club. I'm guessing it's because you're in New York, but
Yeah.
honestly,
So
I
that should be
I
interesting.
don't like. The book is fine, educational. That I liked. What I liked about it is it's very educational. Like it gives you a
Hmm.
lot of insight into why certain things look the way they do today, not just in New York but in the country.
Mm.
Because a lot of people they saw what Robert Moses did and they copied it. What I don't like about the book is the fans of the book because it really really hurts my soul that apparently until you read this hyped up 750-page book you had no fucking clue about American history. Like some of it is just basic modern American history, and these people are like think they're so fucking smart because they read The Power Broker, and I'm like, it's like you missed your ninth and 10th grade history class. This is not new. This is just a deeper dive into shit you already should have known. And it just really hurts my soul to listen to people go on and on about a book that is pretty basic in what it's getting across. Good book though.
I've also I finished Yellowface.
I can't believe you even finished that. That honestly, I don't even think I'd begin a book like that. Yellowface would turn me off so badly.
So yeah, I so
Like if
a good
someone gave
friend
me a book called Blackface, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not gonna. Don't.
so it's interesting. So like a really good friend recommended it to
Yeah.
me. And and what else happened? Like she recommended it. We talked about it a few times after she recommended it. And then I think I saw somewhere that's there was this like cuz you're not like on the YouTube page, but our YouTube account like I like subscribe to other like you like
Oh yeah,
book
yeah,
reviewers.
yeah.
So I saw this girl that like our page follows that is a book reviewer, which I don't know that I like her page per se. I'm not going to say her name obviously, but um she reads books really fast, which is like cool, but like I don't know how her followers could like relate to her cuz she's reading like 5 6 books in a week. And I'm like, what's the point of that?
Does she even? What do you? Is she unemployed? Like, what do you? That's like a lot to really read. Are you reading them? Like,
I feel like she's probably listening to them on audiobook, but
and then when people tell me they read like 5 books a week, I'm just like, are you even reading these books? Like, are you getting anything out of them? You just
right.
getting them to read them? Like, what's happening here?
Even
Not to
when I
say you
read
can't
to
read
read,
fast, but you don't have anything else going on in your life.
right. So and I just don't understand cuz like at least for our podcast like the time period allows people to
Yeah,
like
you could read the
read the
book
book if they
too.
wanted. Right. So I just don't understand the appeal that gives of like reading it within
You
a
could
week's
have this
time or
never end
whatever.
list if you sell books.
Yeah. So, anywho, she read Yellowface, and I was like, okay, that's cool. She gave it like an amazing review, and I was like, let me finally pick this book up. I have time for a side quest, so I'm gonna read this book. I will say this: I hated the book. But I gave it 5 stars because
It's probably
I
good
think
for others.
yes, and it's a really, really well written book. However, I don't think it's a book that you read, one, not even for book club. I think it's a book that should be taught in school.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's that good where it should be like
Oh, like
high schoolers should be
a
reading it.
class required
Yeah,
reading. That'd be yeah, I
yeah,
could see that. I feel like
right,
there's books like that where you're kind of like, but it does make
right.
sense for like a high schooler or whatever.
Yeah, to kind of understand, especially with like so many people not understanding like media literacy and stuff like that, and it should be taught in school now if it's not already. But I do think it's a great book for like high schoolers to read to understand how like racism
Yeah,
kind of shows up in different places.
I can see that.
Um, it's not a book that I really care to talk about and chit chat with like friends because it's like really upsetting. And also, I just feel like if I'm reading a story from the POV of a person, right? I don't want it to be a caricature of how that person is in a stereotype setting. Like that's what that is. So like it was so
That's a little
crazy.
off-putting.
It's just sinister. Honestly, it's so sinister. And I'm like, to think of a whole book
Right, yeah.
and write like
That would be bad.
it honestly, it's like almost when like actors method act to their detriment.
Yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
what
It's
it
like
feels
now
like.
you are the character.
Right? Yeah, like for
Only
you to be
even more so because you wrote this. The
right,
actor
and
is
it's like,
acting
and it's
something written for them. You did not.
correct.
You wrote
And
this.
it's an inner dialogue, so you had to think this way for months or
Right.
years
Like you didn't
to
have to
get
get
this
in
book down.
character for that.
Like
Yeah,
you must be
that's
like
really
so
odd.
demented, not in a bad way. And this is no shade to the author because I think again she's super talented for writing this
Sounds like
book.
she had some things she needed to unpack.
Girl, like she must be in. If she had not done intensive therapy, like I highly recommend it because to have written a book this fucking good, it's like
Let's hope
essentially
that's the product of like her EDMR therapy.
like insane. And also, I don't think this book is even something that she normally writes. Like her books are normally about like war and stuff. It seems like, and
Perhaps this was the product of like this is some catharsis after like getting through
it
therapy and
had to
having
be.
a breakthrough.
It had to be. It absolutely had to be because I was like, reading this is so like it literally. I had a visceral reaction reading the entire book. Like even on the subway, like I'd be like rolling my eyes, like super. Like I was so
Surprised no
irritated.
one asked you what you're reading. Like, looks entertaining.
They're probably like, this girl looks so upset.
It clearly provokes emotion.
Correct. And also sometimes on the subway, because like I try not to be like performative about me reading on the subway. So I try to keep the book down. And like I had the book slightly up and like the cover, you could see it. And it obviously
Yeah.
says yellow face. And I look up, like rolling my eyes from something. And I look up directly across from me is an Asian woman. Like, I'm like, ma'am, this is not
You'd make this same face too.
right. Like you have to understand what I'm reading is outlandish.
That is so funny.
But yeah, I hated it. I still gave it 5 stars.
Yeah.
I think it is definitely meant for a specific audience to learn. However, based on the Goodreads comments, I don't think that audience cares for this book.
Too educational, maybe.
A little bit. I will say though,
Sometimes
what
stuff
I'm
hits a little
shocked,
too hard.
yeah, what I'm shocked by is it was on Reese Witherspoon's book club.
I'm not shocked by that at all.
I am though because I do think it's a good book. Like I think it's a good book, but I just don't think it's a book club book. I think it's an academic book.
Yeah, but I think
Like the
they do
quality.
that because I think they hope people will maybe talk about that stuff more in, like, in more, because you should be able to talk about something like that, I suppose, in a social setting. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about the Power Broker. It really should be taught in an academic setting. I don't know.
Yeah.
It may be in some schools, but it should be.
So, well, that concludes this month's episode of Hot Takes Cold Brew. We'd love to hear your takes, whether that be errors or omissions we made, the books we read, or the books you would like us to read. So please share your thoughts in the comments, like, share, or gatekeep. Remember, if we get famous, the money will change us. For those at home who want to follow along, we will be reading The Wilderness by Angela Flournoy for next month's episode. See you next time. Happy reading.
Happy